I don't know what to do.
Well,
Sure, there's like all this build up, and now I just feel like a deer in the headlights.
you're the deer, I'm the moose.
See, there we go. Again, what's going on? How you
Oh,
doing?
you know, just chilling.
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I want to smoke right now, man. It's been one of those days. I think I want to smoke like a lot of everything.
Do it.
Yeah, a great way to start that off. But I do have a little bit of salad here from this morning when I was playing around. So I'll load some of that in so that I can at least get the party started. Cheers to everybody in live chat. Thank you
Hell
for
yeah.
joining us tonight and hanging. I see Sheldon Estes in there. Jay Patrick, cheers. Dr. LeMay, cake in a cup. Great to see you. Who else is in there? Smart Poker, cheers, brother. Great to see you. Crispy. If you're around, I'm sure she's not too far. You my fucking my brother. How you doing, my man?
Yee-ma.
Great to see you.
Hell yeah.
Great
I've
to
been
see
trying your watering trick. It's working out great.
What watering trick?
Oh, you haven't been paying attention last couple of weeks with Emuff's special mouth to plant watering trick?
Apparently not.
All natural additives.
Holy shit.
I don't want to say it. It's so gross. Menstrual water, like, mixed up.
I don't want to know.
I know. See, exactly. That's why I shouldn't have said it.
I'm not even surprised to hear about that shit from him. He's like there's like one or maybe two people that I feel like I can send pretty much fucking anything to on like IG DMs or whatever, and he's absolutely one of them. You know. So to hear shit like that from him is just like, yeah.
Feeding the plants like a baby bird, but with.
Yeah, no. Send pictures.
Woo, we're already going.
I'm interested in. I've fucking we've squirreled this show before it's even started.
That was
my life.
It happens, folks. It happens.
Better do a recover here. Cheers, Cheddar Bob. Great to see you. Big word, my man. Great to see you, brother.
Cheddar. I think I chopped a seed up in that one.
Oh, I hate that, man. The J5, great to see you. 311, great to see you. People see they're just sneaking by.
Just rolling on in. They were out back smoking a joint. That's what they were doing. They're all getting ready for the show. Fuck.
Now they're rushing in.
Yeah. Oh shit, man.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, they started. We better go back inside. I know how that is.
Dabs up. Or pinkies up, I guess.
So right off the bat, I got something pretty cool that I can be showing off because it's right fucking here. This is that second Grape Diamonds grow dot plant. So she's getting clippity clipped in the morning and
beauty.
Yeah. And I know, man, I gotta say, I certainly could have done a little better with the grow dots. Well, we could have been by paying more attention to watering schedules and kept the plants overall happy. But I gotta say, for just plug and play isms on that thing's pretty cool. I do like them. I couldn't see myself doing just grow dots and nothing but grow dots and switching my grow style altogether. But I could see always having some around. I feel like those Hunza Valley seeds that I got from Tyler, those might get a grow dot round for the seed increase. So I feel like 6 weeks of growth will get me some pretty decent sized plants, as I've seen. I remember that fucking tall one that we cut just a week or two ago. Like they can get big. And that'll probably give us quite a few seeds. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. T-Base, it's like I'm just going to sit here and look at live chat.
Oh, I was trying to type, but I was coughing too, so I'm like, I hope I'm kind of useless as a speaker at the moment.
I put too much water in my rig here, so now for every once in a while I'll take a hit and get freaking water in the mouth.
I think I got it under control. Oh, yeah. So the we got the Forest of Sadness is pretty well obliterated now. We got two or three of the plant. Two of the plants were already down. One I took down again today. It was weird. It was like that one stick gelato I had. It was like it just decided it just gave up on its own. It just kind of was like horrible. So I just cut it down, stuck it in the back room. I'll deal with it later. Either toss it just outside for compost or make a rub out of it or something. Who knows? It's a whole plant, so might as well you extract the whole thing. Be nice and nice and complete. But yeah, sadness anyways. Yeah, exactly like I said. But the two big gelatos are about to finish up, and I'm gonna push them. I don't need them right now, so I'm gonna let them go right to the very end. But they're yellow as hell, man. The buds aren't themselves really, but every leaf is, man. Those buds are sucking the life out of those plants. And I'm jacking the fish poop in right in behind it too, and it's I don't know, trying to keep it fed, but it's a little tricky. I don't like feeding at the very end either, so it's
Maybe if it's just decided that it's done and that's it. That's
well,
nothing you're gonna do for it.
Two of them are doing like they got at least 2 weeks left to finish up real nice. But the one, just like I said, it was just a stick, and it just kind of like gave up. It just for the last couple of weeks it was acting weird. And I don't know if I did that. So I obviously had something to do with it, but yeah, she just got to the point where I looked at him like, what am I even doing? There, that's a tick on the negative side for the autos for me right there. That one.
Yeah, I don't know. They're fun. I usually if I had a little bit more grow space, I'd always have one around just as something to play with. But I can't pay them too much attention because my experience with those, and I would get better at growing them if I would pay them more attention, obviously. But it's just like what I can do with photos as opposed to those, or in my past experience, is just it's not the same. So I gotta go with especially now that I'm so limited for space, and it's we get put in patches where we're buying weed in between harvests sometimes anyways, because just we can't grow enough to keep up at times. But I feel like I have slowed down quite a bit recently. So fucking for quite a while now, for the better part of like 6 or 8 months, I've been cutting down slowly and slowly. Now I'm down to most days just friggin' 5-6 joints a day, or the equivalent of that with using the vape here.
Yeah, no, I've been rocking the shit out of that thing. But excuse me. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do a nice couple of nice big photo period plants here because autos are fun, but they don't fill the jars. So
yeah.
Well, they do, but they don't fill them up enough. What is it? I guess got the bambalams coming down the pipe. They were topped, I don't know, a week and a half ago. So I got to up pot them and then let that chill for a bit and then throw them into flower. So I'm kind of waiting on the flower tent to be finished, trying to wait for that timing to happen. Just because I can't fit them all in there at once. It'll get a little sloppy. So that was flipped February 2nd, or some of the plants were flipped February 2nd, and some of them were flipped, I believe, Valentine's Day. So halfway through the month. So it's 2 weeks stagger. So if I get that, what is it?
Cheers, genetic memory. Thanks for that. It's I remember back in like the old married life situation, there's like the ex and I didn't have to buy weed for a long time because we had fucking enough grow space. Well, it was never enough, right? Because we were always trying to work on expanding and stuff like that more. But we legitimately had enough to do what we needed. Ooh, nice. Sounds good spot. Cheers, Joel Scott. That's a brother that I had the chance to smoke up with there just last Sunday. It would have been. Freaking had a good time. Freaking hanging out with him. Hooked me up with an old cut of Durban, and Joel and I was asking him if he could recall like where which seed vendor it came from, and he couldn't recall. He figured it's either Sensi or I think it was Greenhouse, and I was kind of looking around. Sensi definitely has had Durban poison, but I couldn't find anything like that from Greenhouse, so maybe lean like more likely to possibly Sensi on that. Or not, but that's just me being a freaking nerd trying to be like, oh, where'd this come from? Cheers, Skunk Ape.
His glass, I mean, you got to check his glass out, people, man. That stuff is beyond awesome.
Yeah, really cool work. Really cool work.
Dropped my pipe and it smashed. I was like, no. Usually I'm like, whatever, man, if it happens. But that one, I was like, oh, damn.
I can't be trusted with glass stuff. I had like that dab rig I had that looked just like this one here. Again, it was like I had that for over 2.5 years. It would have been by now, it would be 3 years old. And I smashed that at Christmas time. And it was just like shit. And then immediately after that, like within a week or as soon as I got home, I think it might have been, I smashed another one. It was like, what the fuck? But maybe that's because I made up for not smashing one for 2 years. So then all of a sudden, life's coming at you and be like, oh, we're going to make up for lost time, motherfucker. You're smashing all the glass.
Yeah, I try not. I'm pretty bad with it, so I don't mess around with it. Like, you see some people out and about bringing their rigs all over the place. I'm like,
I've worked with guys that'll fucking bring bongs bigger than that to work with them, and I'm like, fucking heat score, first of all. Like, Jesus Christ. And but yeah, I just don't know what I actually. Oh, we need a dab frog. That is right there. J. Patrick, you're right. Getting lost in the conversation. Trying to figure out what I even want to be smoking on. I kind of almost want to smoke a joint with some passion.
You're gonna combust, you Neanderthal?
I might. Well, it's just that, I've been bullied so harshly by our live chatters.
Oh, shit, I'm in top chat.
Oh, were you?
Wow. Yeah, fall asleep, you little bastard. Oh, that's funny.
Reading the old man's stash of Fluff's Bamblam here. So I'll do up a salad of, oh shit, what was the first one? Oh, grape diamonds. I'm like, fuck, I can't remember. What did I just grab from the other jar? Fucking high as shit. Fuck, he's on fire tonight. I hope your kid passes out
on
too.
Fire every day. He's fucking him and Noob sometimes. Where's Noob? He's always fucking doing the good fucking joke.
Oh yeah,
ripping on people in a good way.
Again, J. Patrick, I've noticed, is getting good with the clipping and shit too of the show, and putting those. If you don't know what I didn't even know they were going up until. Oh, I'll pinky up my joint, J5. Don't you worry. I didn't even realize Jay Patrick had started clipping our videos and shit like that. And then Fluff mentioned something about he was getting to be about as bad as Noob was. And I was like, what are you even talking about? And I go and look. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go into in our YouTube channel. There's a section for clips where people, that is not us, but you, the viewers, can watch. Sure, we could probably do it too. Or you're watching parts of our show and you're finding segments of it where Fluff says really stupid shit, kind of, and it just makes it like easy arsenal for people to just unload on him and make fun of him. Well, we have some really awesome people that are like, oh, Fluff just said something silly. Let's ride his ass. And so they take a 18, 20-second video, whatever it is, 30 a minute, I don't know, and they clip that of Fluff potentially embarrassing himself. This is amazing. But I think, honestly, my favorite one of those was actually Noof's. Because when I was kind of fucking going on a rant about how last year at this time, I paid a shit ton of money for a lot of genetics that all fucking hermed out on me, right? And then we were talking about fucking dildos or some shit. It was right around the time where my old lady started doing the stuffed dildos or whatever. And I was like, yeah, we'll just start selling dildos with every pack of seeds because then I can go fuck myself afterwards, right? And didn't even really think about it because I'm just talking in the middle of a show as usual. And then all of a sudden, Noof is posting
Noof
it.
made a commercial out of it.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, that's
I gotta
awesome.
go check that out.
So, yeah, that stuff could actually be found if you scroll down our YouTube channel a little bit. I think it's great.
Yes, Ginny, we that word slips out a little bit on this show.
Should we do the Discord
It's all
video?
in jest. It's all in jest.
We could rock the Discord video and either potentially gain or lose a new follower. Cheers, Ginny. I don't believe I've seen you in here before, but welcome. It's great to see you. I'm Brad. Nice to meet you.
Mark. We're the Canadian part of the Cariboo crew.
But, yeah, there's...
Hey, you know, like up north, eh?
Where, like, poutine lives, huh?
Where poutine lives. Is that what you call your pet moose?
Yeah. Dude, my moose was awesome. I tried feeding him bananas the other day. Like,
thing would have kicked
so like that day where he was in the backyard, I didn't try to fuck him with him that day. I got closer than I even wanted to, within about 60 feet of him, and was like filming a video just so y'all could see on Instagram because it was cool. The problem is my phone video sucks. But the next morning, I was like, I went into my lunch kit and I had 2 bananas that were in there that were just fucked. Like, you know, like when they've been squished and like, So I was like, huh. And I was like, I wonder if he's still up there. So I took him and I threw him to where the moose is. Because if my parents could have a fucking real life pet moose living in their yard, like they've been here for next year, 2025 will be 30 years that they've been here living on this property. And in that time, they probably at least 3 or 4 different times they've had moose like actually kind of living in their yard, where they'll come right up on the deck and like eat, you know, the hanging flower baskets that you can get from freaking garden centers and shit like that. The moose will eat the fucking flowers right out of the baskets on their deck and shit like that. It's the coolest thing. But imagine if we could be friends with them. Usually they would just run and hide inside or not go outside if the moose is on your deck. And I totally get it because, like I say, moose scares me more than bears do. But I feel like if you it would be easier to get a moose on your side and be your friend than it would for a bear. You know, you go because I've known quite a few people that have had mooses in their yard where they'll my ex-wife's family, they had one in their yard. His name was I forget what they said the name was, but apparently his favorite thing was oranges. He used to love getting oranges. So I'm going to get some oranges and I'm going to start fucking planting them all around the backyard. And hopefully we're going to have moose living in here. Imagine we can have moose babies. You know, have you ever seen the videos where people like feed the foxes and stuff like that? And then the fox will bring its baby family up to them. You know, hey, this is my family and shit like that. Imagine we could do that with mooses. That would be dope.
I bet you, excuse me, I bet you if we did raise it as a mooseling.
I like, okay, so you know how you do dog sledding? Imagine if I could do that with mooses.
Hold the fuck on.
A team of mooses. That would be awesome. One would be enough, but if we had like 4 of them or 5, imagine that. It'd be like a rocket ship.
Well, I've never seen a moose in real life. Crazy.
Moose jerky would be amazing, emuff. That is something I would absolutely. It'd be hard. They would be my friends, but for the sake of the tummy, we could probably, like, because if we had multiple families living in the yard, right? Like, yeah, we don't need them. These ones are the good, cool ones right here. We'll just get rid of those mooses over there and eat them. They look like the tastiest. It'd be
Funny
awesome.
thing is, like, excuse me, that dab killed me. As much as people say that, Canadians eat, I don't eat a lot of moose. I don't.
I don't so much anymore because I don't hunt, so and I need to get into it. But I like periodically throughout my life, I've living close to good friends that are fucking out moosing right all the time or deer and stuff like that. So they'll gladly hook you up with a bit of meat here and there, which is freaking amazing. I was thankful for it. Now, my old lady's sister and her hubby, they live almost off of nothing but moose and elk. It's fucking awesome. You go over there, like elk is phenomenal. Moose is amazing if done right. And that's pretty much all they have is use. That's awesome, Jess. No, most do not speak French.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. I was going to say most of Canada does not. There are pockets of like certain towns and such. And there's two provinces. I guess there's some in the Atlantic provinces. There's a lot more French speaking. And then you got some in quite a bit in Ontario. And then Quebec is mainly, probably Labrador too. I'm not really sure.
We should point out that they're not real French people either, though. Because if you go to France and compare languages, the French people will be like, "Nah, that's not us. That's some kind of weird version of us." Which is, I was unaware of that until
Cheers, Red.
I can't remember how old, but I was in my adult years when I learned that. That is actually a true thing where French here and in France the languages are not exactly the same. There's differences.
Yeah. Okay, Fried Piper's on it. Eating 4 or 5 deer a year. Good job.
Yeah.
I do a lot more fish because like hunting's hard, man. It is. It's when people are like, as if you're going to shoot deer. Like, man, you know how hard it is to shoot a fucking deer? Like, it's okay. It's hard and not hard at the same time. But like, if you hunt with bow and arrow, well, yeah, it gets a little harder. It's not, you don't have to walk out and, not where I'm at anyways. You don't have to walk out and shoot one. You got to set up and fucking, do all your shit for days sometimes.
It's crazy how in certain areas of this province there's more moose or deer and stuff there. Like you go out west of Williams Lake, there's almost no moose. As soon as they get seen, they're fucking get wiped out by certain groups of people in there, and it's fucking it sucks. But then like in my area where I live, you see very few moose, but they are around. I come up this area though, for in the month I've been working up here, I see probably about 3 moose a week, which is freaking awesome. Like that's like they're probably my favorite outdoor animals to see. Like of all the outdoor animals, they're fucking how dumb is that? It's my favorite wild animals to see. But that's probably because I've never seen a wild otter yet. If I ever see one of those, I'm gonna shit my pants and go to heaven because we'd be homies.
Now, this here with Jess and Bean saying, a friend of mine from Newfoundland, Travis, we were having a few drinks one night, and he's like, "Check this out, try it." And he pulled a mason jar out, just like a weed jar kind of thing, but it looked like fucking dog food. And I'm like, "Buddy, I ain't eating that." And he's like, "No, man, trust me, Mark. Just fucking get a little toothpick here and try some of this." God damn. Yeah, just like fucking J5 saying, canned venison for the win.
Yep.
Oh, I gobbled up half that jar myself, probably easy, man. It was delicious. No, like, that doesn't look very nice, but that's goddamn good.
I know people that'll do freaking like their create like road meals like that. Like they'll prepare a whole bunch of like what you're saying, where they'll have like some moose, potatoes, maybe like some peas and carrots, kind of all in the same jar, and you just fucking heat it up and away you go. So when they go on the road work, and they'll bring, and they'll have like a bunch of different stuff in there. I would totally get down with some alligator tail. I feel like that would be fucking good. And there's a lot of shit out there that I won't eat just because I think it sounds weird. But alligator tail, I think I could get down on that. I'm down with that. Muff. Yep, I've been there, done that.
Jesus, Murphy. Excuse me. Croc, roux, venison. Yeah. No, I don't know. Not what have I had? I don't know. I've had like wild boar, bison, elk, moose. What are we talking about? We're way out here. But hey, man, whatever.
Okay, freaking abolish just saying gator's just like a fatty chicken. Okay, maybe that's not so good then. I do like chicken though.
There's a couple spots around here. It's like, I forget. It must be a game processor or something. But there's one convenience store like way out in the country. There's one spot I always see, and it says like wild game meats. And you go in there and you can get a whole bunch of different shit.
Huh.
Elk and bison.
Dude, I would fucking love to be able to get fucking elk Korean at the store. That'd be amazing.
Tastes like chicken. I'd rather have the chicken. Good point, Justin Bean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like Abolish is right about bison and buffalo. They're good, but they do kind of smell a bit funky. One of my favorite things when years ago I was working in a freight warehouse that was about a block away from a deli custom meat place, and they would do this buffalo salami that was like fucking amazing. You fry that up on like some fire grill or something like that, and then eat it with some like mustard or something. It's freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, I'll eat anything really.
I've seen beefalo smont actually. Freaking when I was in high school, up Foothills Boulevard here in Prince George, there's a beefalo farm, and they're weird looking. Never actually tried it though. Eating, I have tried where you'll take like some buffalo and some beef and can mix them together. I've tried that, and it's not bad. I'll find it cuts down on the kind of buffalo we taste sometimes.
I'm curious here, small. What's a Gordon fish? Is that just like a type of fish? That's weird.
You know what we should be doing? Dab frog, but I'm gonna light a joint.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Fine. I got my chin quivering up like kids when they start to cry.
Yeah, whatever I'm gonna do if I can.
Yeehaw.
Ooh, this shit reeks. What is this? Girl Scout cookies.
Mm.
Who knew? Funny, I've had this strain in this house for like at least 3 years. This is probably the best one I've grown, but it's gonna be. I've discontinued it. It's no longer growing anywhere, or this is it. So, bye, Girl Scouts. On to the next, which is who knows. I want to check these hula girls out, the Hawaiians. I want to check that out. I got one. It's like fucking thing won't stop eating. It's like fluorescent green, but like you can tell there's like nitrogen deficiency.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a few plants that are just in really bad shape, and I just kind of, I'm almost like one's a cut of Catahoula, and the other's might be a grape diamonds. And I'm just like, I keep meaning to transplant them and treat them better, but I just get around to loving every other fucking plant in the garden. And I've got different cuts of each of these plants that are, you know, that are flourishing because I'm being good to them. But it's like, you know, when you just look at that plant in the corner and you're like, fuck yeah. Like, you're not cooperating. You've been fucking kind of cunty this whole time. I could put effort into you, but at the same time, I just don't want to. And then, but also the reason why this plant isn't looking good and healthy is because I'm not putting time and effort into it like it does deserve. Like I was just talking to my buddy from close by here. He was the chem dog from seeds from Humboldt Seed Organization. Was one of that's actually was the first thing I was breeding with. If you got any of my chem dog breeding projects, that's what it was. And it was one of it was good stuff, a good plant, enough for him to go and buy the same pack of seeds after trying a couple of the cuts that I'd grown out. And he couldn't get them to germinate because they were old, and I don't know, maybe he fucked up the germ, maybe they just weren't viable. I don't know. Who don't really care at the end of the day. But where the fuck was I even going with this story? But I can't remember what the whole point of that story was. But anyways, I was trying. I can continue with it and at least act like I didn't just do that. I started telling him, like, well, if you like, unless you got a real hard on for that pack of seeds, I wouldn't even waste your, like, don't waste your money on those. Like, if you need to have chem dog genetics, go to like Lucky Dog Seeds and get something from Skunk VA, because he's like legit chem dog genetics right there. Or friggin' like, we got other friggin' people within the community that are getting some good fuely stuff in there too. Like, you don't have to spend money on beans all the time. He's one of those guys where I've had a hard time convincing him that seeds are awesome if they don't fucking come in a fancy label and a package and all that. Like trust me, this is the best shits I've grown was just kind of come in weird, funky packaging because people didn't want to get pulled out by Canada Post or United States Post people, whatever you guys call it down there.
Yeah. All these guys in chat here talking about catching fish. I'm like, man, we didn't get to do much ice fishing this year. There wasn't really any ice and shit.
I don't do ice fishing. I'm like, looks like you guys are having fun out there, but no. I just look at it as sitting in the snow. And like I say all the time, if I got to be out there, regardless of the weather, for my to make my living, I refuse the right to say fuck that on my free time. And I'm just like, you guys are crazy. I got a few work buddies out there. They're always trying to get me out there. I think by now they've kind of given up because they realize that it's just not going to happen. But it's now actual fishing, summertime. I'm trying to make a concerted effort to get a hell of a lot more of that done and a lot more camping done this year. That would be so nice because I don't even think we got out camping last year. We spent time at lakes and did some kayaking, but no real camping.
Yeah, I'm going to get out and do lots this summer because I didn't get to do much this winter. So it's funny. I kind of feel bad for my little town. I've been ripping it up with my dirt bike, getting some of that throttle therapy, and didn't get to use the sled. So now that the ice and snow is gone, like, I got to run to the store. Every street takes the longest way there.
Fuck, we're working in a foot of snow right now. Just soaked by the end of the day because we get out there and I think it was like -5. So it's fucking everything's just barely frozen, if at all, really. And then as soon as it starts warming up, you're just.
We had like so little of a winter, and it's like, like bad ice too, right? People. I knew a guy a little bit older than me, a couple of years. He lost his life out on the ice with a snowmobile, doing something. I'm not sure exactly what, but out there riding around or whatever. And it's like, that's rough, man. Anyone that's used to living near water that has like a winter lifestyle, you know what I mean? It really messes with the whole community and everything when the winter doesn't show up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes me worried for this fire season. It's praying for a lot of rain but I don't think we're going to get it. I think it's going to be bad. In fact, I can actually foresee us being told that we're not even allowed to run chainsaws in the bush. Just being told not a fucking chance, unless there's emergency situations which do come up because we're dealing with power lines, right? And there are trees all over the province that are an imminent threat to the lines. They got to be taken down, otherwise they'll take the lines out. And potentially light fires, which is something that often happens when the lines come down. So it's not good.
Yeah, Ginny's saying she got some autos that are a little too small and they're starting to flower. It's like some of them do it like that, man. I don't know. Sucks. Some grow like the normal plant. They get huge and then they flower. But I had some. Do you guys remember my sour diesel autos? Where's my little black skull? Do I have that thing kicking? Here it is. I grew one Ginny that was about this tall off the skull. So yeah, it was less than my hand. So I feel you. I feel your pain. So I called my last auto run the Forest of Sadness. I get some awesome flavors out of it though, and some really good weed. I'm not gonna lie. These last couple runs, gotta shout out Crossbones again, man. That's an empty jar. Here's my jar. Crossbones. There's a couple of them back here. This stuff. Nice big chunky buds, you know.
Cool.
Smells really good,
dude.
Yeah. And but yeah, unfortunately some some suck. Some are awesome though.
Yeah. Cheers,
you got any hype stock left? I ran all mine out. I got like I think
okay. I do got some actually. If I could just, as I'm saying hi to Noob, and you asked that, Noob actually was the one that hooked me up with more. So
Noob.
I'll look through what I got when I get home in about a week, next Wednesday, and see what we have in there, and send you some with the package for sure. Cheers, Philly.
Yeah, I went and got two new boxes, so I got some Canada Post boxes ready to go.
I need to pick up 2 so I can get J. Patrick and who else am I forgetting? There's one more. I can't think of the name right now. Please forgive. High shit. We're getting chilling out after a hard day's work, but you know who you are, and I'll have it figured out by the time I get home because your package is already made up. I just need to put your name on the box. Sniff is all one of those people.
My next round of autos, or what did I got? I got Skywalker Ghost. So Ghost OG Cross Skywalker. And then I got 3 of Shane's. A Black Lime Lizard. Kong's Breath times Black Lime Lizard. And a Holy Candy times Black Lime Lizard. Check those out.
Thinking about trying to bring an auto or 2 with me on the road if I start living. Thank you, J. Patrick Jeffro. I knew I fucking didn't think someone else would remember for me. Is this getting bad to the point where I'm like, or is this good where I could just be like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about there. I'm high as shit. And then live chat's like, Cariboo, you were talking about, and just like snap me back to reality. This is either a really good thing or a really bad thing. I'm not sure. Maybe both. I don't know. But thank you, Jay. I knew I would get it. It's just, like I said, it's marked on the package at home. It's just in the moment. You're like, deer in headlights. I can't think, dude. I love this joint, though. This is some new fashion there with some grape diamonds and some Bambalam. Loving it.
Nice. New fashion. There you go.
Yeah.
Get her India. It's funny you're talking about that. I got some of his stuff right here. We were cleaning out something wherever we had it stashed. We fucking opened it up. It's like, oh shit, there was something else in there too. But got some of his flour from fucking God knows when, a year or so ago.
What happens in 20 minutes? I'm curious, Cake in the Cup. Enlighten us. This is probably something that is just like so fucking obvious. And it's just over my head, but
it's funny because some people are having, I've seen they're talking about small autos. And who was it I was watching? They were doing a small auto challenge, like trying to make the smallest. And someone had one that was like literally coming out of a fucking cube or whatever and flour. I was like, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Joel Scott gave me a really cool demo package for transplanting autos. And I'm not sure where my dad put it. But it's like you take basically 3 solo cups. You have one that's kind of left untouched or maybe labeled with what's in there as a reservoir. Second one with holes drilled in the bottom for drainage or whatever. And then the third one has the bottom cut out and slits up the sides so that when you transplant that one, you can put it in the hole and then you just snip the 2 sides and then pull those out for less damage. And when I got to his house, he pointed out a stock that was in his garden that was an auto. And it was a big fucking stock on there. Like, yeah, it was a nice plant that he would have harvested. So
I have a baby auto and a solo cup, and it's funny because after I planted it, I'm like, that straight into 5 gal. But here we are in a solo cup now. So I should maybe try that.
Yeah, I'm excited to try out that Durban poison that cut that Joel gave me too, man. That's super stoked to see how that runs.
Yeah, the lowriders back in the day, those kind of ruined it for the whole auto. Like it came out kind of lackluster, and then it's hard to gain traction after that, right?
Yeah.
And I've grown enough now that like if it's got strong ruderalis in it, it's ditchweed. I've seen it in a lot. You really got to work your whatever you're using to make auto. You really got to be selective to pull back only your really well bred stuff. If you don't, you're probably gonna get shit because I've seen enough of it. It's like, well, that's kind of dumb. Even some of the stuff I've kind of made and fucked around with, but yeah. I'd like to have, or no, I wouldn't like to have. Sorry, we need to see a true like wild ruderalis. Wait, like say if you're hiking in a fucking mountain range somewhere, and just see one, bloop, we'll be like, hey.
Well, see, that's one of the reasons why I originally started fucking around trying to make my own autoflower strain. Now, this was a short-lived experiment because I was told that it takes, like a whole bunch of generations to get everything going. But my idea was that it's hard to get cannabis to finish off up in our area. But if you had autoflowers, in theory, if you can get them to a place where they're gonna be able to actually do their thing, when they drop, if the seeds hit the ground in say September or October, they're going to freeze up, go through winter, and in theory, they should be able to germinate again the next year. And that's what I would love to be able to make happen. Just go find a nice patch in the woods somewhere and off the beaten path where it gets a lot of sun and water and all that. And just, after, I think if you could have that, and not go back for the harvesting, just the fact that, see if you could get it to perpetuate itself. If you could do that for say 20 plus years, then it wouldn't be an actual landrace strain, but at the same time, you would have almost like a fucking landrace strain, right? Where if it was able to just do its thing,
That'd be
then
like
that
an
would
heirloom.
just be the coolest shit in the world to me, man. Like, that would be like, holy fuck, I started that for.
I always
Now, the problem would be good luck keeping something like that fucking secret for long enough for it to become like a fucking new generation fucking landrace type thing, right? Because if you're going there, you're going to eventually leave a trail and somebody's going to follow a trail, and it's, you know, it's only a matter of time.
I wish grafting wasn't such a drastic thing, because just thinking of like swapping out the fruiting plant, you know, you're ready to harvest, you're like, okay, well, notch a V, get rid of that. Here we go. Put my new fucking veg one on, tape it up, wait 2 weeks, and then flip it.
It'd be all right.
I'm sure that happens in some type of agricultural area. I'm completely have zero education in any of that, but I always think of stuff like that. The grafting of the cannabis plant, or like the fruit salad trees that you get, you know, trees that got 4 or 5 different fruits on them or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, damn, that really interests me.
I want to try one of those, whatever the fuck Tyler was calling them, where it's like a fucking cherry the size of a plum. Pluettos or Pluetties or something like that, I think. But yeah, that would be freaking amazing, man. Like, I love cherries, and if I could have like one that's the size of a freaking baseball. OMG.
Apple cherries, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, now get me all hungry. Fuck, it happens every show. Hey, Jay Patrick's gonna call us out. He's gonna be like, motherfuckers, go get some brownies and shit.
Yeah, let's see what kind of chow I get into when we get home. I imagine my old man will probably have something cooked for now. This has actually been really cool staying here, because not only do I get to hang out with my parents and a lady that's pretty much my auntie. I've known her fucking well over 35 years at this point. And I'm only 42. So it's, you know, but because she lives here as a roommate, renting a room out. And so I get to see Plueri. Pulari. Okay. Thank you, Jay Patrick. That's, damn you. Now I wonder if they can be imported. Like, if I can at least, you know, we can get cherries imported, which is something I don't understand. Like, in the Okanagan region of British Columbia, it's basically a desert community, situated in like a big valley with big lakes and stuff like that. And they got cherries all over the fucking place down there. And we get cherries imported for like more than enough cherries to feed British Columbia for certain, but still we get our cherries from other countries, and I'm just like, I don't understand that. It makes no sense to me. But if we're doing this, the Plueries or Pooler. Okay, we got two different. I think it's the Plueri, like your
It's called the fruit.
Second time. This is like, say that fast 10 times.
There.
Yeah, pretty well.
That was good. I gotta eat more fruit. Shit.
I've actually slowed down a lot recently, and I need to up my intake again, because I used to be very good about every single day. Very few would I fail to have my morning smoothie, and now it's fuck. I'm lucky if I have a couple of months at this point, and I have these great intentions of getting back to them. But actually, no, I'm probably close to like one a week, I should say, not a couple of months. But it's not enough. Because then, especially when I'm living on the road, fucking staying in hotels and shit like that without a lot of good cooking stuff, I felt like it was easy to just eat something like a protein for dinner, like something like bacon wrapped chicken breasts, which is fucking awesome. And then not have to worry about like veggies with that, because you just had like, in one drink in the morning, you had like 1 or 2 bananas, 1 or 2 avocados in there with that, a bunch of frozen fruit, some yogurt, hemp hearts, and that's a pretty massive dose of nutrition right there. So I'm like, okay, I'm good for the day.
Cherries and fresh fruit. Yum, yum.
Yeah. I used to love working in the Okanagan.
Yeah.
Fruit on the trees.
We got a small area around here. It's nothing like the Okanagan, but excuse me. Orchards fucking for miles. It's kind of neat. Mainly apples, I think, but
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
Yes. See, up in Prince George, this area where I'm at, you get crab apples and a few other kinds of apples that'll do okay. And I think that's kind of about it. Probably a few other things if you're lucky. Then down when you get into where I live in 100 Mile, Williams Lake kind of areas, then you can get a few kinds of cherries, but nothing fancy, right? Like small shrub type cherries, kind of, right? And a few apples, but it's, and then you don't have to go very far south before you start getting like apricots, actual cherries, any kind of fucking apple you could want. It's peaches in the Okanagan, nectarines, and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, god damn.
Back when I used to ride my mountain bike all over the place, I discovered that one of the town buildings that's way out on the highway, so like there's no sidewalks, or there's no, if you're walking out there, you're hitchhiking. And driving along, I'm like, these are fruit trees. Like, this is a fucking pear tree. This is awesome. You know what I mean? I think it was a pear tree or some weird apple my buddy showed me. But yeah, we scooped a bunch of fruit and it's delicious. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
Do pears grow in Ontario? Like, can you grow a pear tree?
I would think so. They grow in BC.
I want to say that there was pears there.
If they'll grow in BC, I'm sure they'll grow there.
Yeah. Pretty neat though. I got to get couple more trees for the yard, but the problem is my yard's so dang small.
Cheers, Hooley. I'm not sure if I've said hi to you yet tonight.
Hooley. Yep, got that fucking great Hooley males in there. Got to pluck their balls off every day because they're just ready to be studs. Cloned it out, so ready to. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't really think. I might just kill them. Who knows? I cloned them in case, right? But I think I made enough stock to play around for a while.
I've got that sloth lettuce male that's in pretty bad shape right now, and I just hooked up with some grow dots that we'll see if we can bring it back to health. And if so, we'll breed with them. But at the same time, I've kind of at the point where I've almost lost interest in that one because now I'm like looking at those Hunza Valley seeds, and there's still no reason I can't do two different projects 2 different times still. But I'm like, that's the one that's really interesting to me, and I'm like, I just kind of, I want to fuck with that.
The same thing with me is like I got a whole bin of seeds over here, but if somebody was just to come by and drop a pack of like legit traceable from the other side of the world seeds on top of all those seeds, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Well, and if they're supposed to be, if we're getting like the description that Tyler read to me, was saying like it's like pretty pure indica smelling, and so which would suggest the possibility of a shorter flowering time and all that. So I'm just like, oh, but so I'm interested in seeing what's there, man. Hopefully, I get at least one male in there. I'm sure I get at least 2 or 3 males. And then, like I said, it's just going to be an open pollination. I'll separate males and females for 3-4 weeks and kind of let them, and then put them in the room and let them do their thing. But I'm also going to, with like sight on, well, not sight unseen. I haven't seen the Hunza Valley stuff, but when I do that open pollination, I'm going to throw a cut of Adam's grapple fritter in there, my number 3 cut, the keeper, and also a cut of Fluff's Bambalam, because like Fluff's Bambalam, well, they're both just hard hitters. And if like I just, I got an idea in my mind that I'd like to see happen. So we'll see if it all works out. Oh, see what Captain's saying there.
Yeah. No, I just shouting it back there. I was like that stuff interests me so much. I just don't have the space or place to grow it. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
a
you
side
could
plant.
do it.
Like if I had a room, it'd be different. But I got like my ceiling is 6 foot. My tents are even lower than that. So like I've literally got to grow 4 foot or shorter plants.
Flip them when they're that tall.
Well, it's true, I guess, eh? And then you still
Yep.
get a big willow wisp. But yeah, you know what? Hey man, if you want, I'll always accept
Did
some.
you like those uppity strains?
Oh,
I
I
think you
do.
should give it a go. Like
Yeah.
I said, flip it small, and then it'll be easier to manage. Right now, if you wait till it's fucking 2 or 3 feet tall and then flip it, you're fucked. Because
Oh yeah.
you know,
That's the story of my very first indoor grow. So I really didn't know, like I didn't think, like I knew, but like all it was always outdoors and shit. Right? Just kind of went back and got it. Like it was, I was a grower, but I wasn't. Um, and I got these seeds from Crop King, and then they
that's
were
a big.
called Sativa Star or something Star. I don't. They're not that other famous one, Sensi Star. It was something. I don't forget whatever it was, anyways. But it was along the same lines. A completely equatorial strain. And I grew it in a 4x4 tent, and I got it in a 25-gallon fabric pot, I think it was, a big one. And I got it to the point that it was like probably 3 feet tall and topped 2 or 3 times. So it came up and bushed out like to like a big pom pom. And when I flipped it, that pom pom just went right up past the light to the roof of the tent. Like, I'm like, holy fuck, man. What am I going to do with this monstrosity? Because each fucking branch, like, or each bud site or whatever, turned into like a 2.5 foot tall, you know, after the stretch. So it's like this thing was 6 feet tall inside a 6 foot tent. I'm like, oh, goddamn. So I just put on my back deck. I was like, well, whatever. And then nothing ever came of it. It kind of sucked. And I just threw it out. I was like, wow, okay, yeah. Let's actually go listen to some growers and see what's up. How we do this tent thing. And then yeah, it was all the flip real early. But
Cheers, Marcus. Great to see you, brother.
yeah, cheers, Mark. I'm trying to find that balance of like having fun in the garden, but making the weight so it's all worth it, right? Sometimes I don't make the weight because I'm dicking around too much. Trying
that's my problem for the last year or so.
Yeah.
Where I feel like I could be doing better because I typically do. Not exactly sure what it is I'm doing different all of a sudden, and it could be just because I've been trying to flip through different genetics, and I don't know those particular cultivars as well. But I don't think that's it. I think it's something I'm doing different growing now. I have been working out of town a lot more than I typically do, and that could be what it is, or maybe it's something completely different. I don't know, but it's frustrating me.
Yeah, no, the outdoor killed it this year, so I'm still good to go on that. But the indoor is like I can never seem to keep the jars full on that shit. And now with this new vape thing, it's I'm consuming about twice as much.
Oh fuck this! The vape is fun.
I don't mind. It's just I got to step my game up, like you're saying. I'm like, oh, I can see it becoming an issue. I got to stop dicking around as much and start focusing more on a little bit of production. Because the outdoor, don't get me wrong, I love the outdoor. It works. It's great. It's, you got to do the right strains and you got to take care of it to get it to that quality. But indoor is a lot cleaner and like it's not better. I'm not trying to say that. Don't get me wrong. Just when it comes to the whole like harvesting and getting a jar full of medicine for myself, it's easier for me to do while I sit down here, hang out with my wife, and play with my grow tents, as opposed to running in and out and battling and defending my garden outside. Like it's a whole different beast.
Yep.
Putting a plant by the creek side, try it out, man. Check it out. If it's the conditions are right, you'll get some good smoke. But if you want to grow 10 footers and have them come out decent. Well, that's a fucking whole. That's a second job. Damn near, anyways. I'm sure I could automate the shit out of that.
Well, at some level, at least.
Automate some watering. The problem is that they don't need watering. It's like what happens is about 18 to 24 inches down, it hits fill, like dirty fill, like chunks of concrete and shit. So it's like that's awesome, actually, as long as there's not like toxins, you know what I mean? Which I don't think there would be. Shouldn't be, anyways, right? You think not. But I think that it helps me because the roots kind of get down there and then they can just rock it. You know, they crawl along the surface of those. There's no obstructions, right? They just go. It's a little bit of aeration having those chunks of boulder and shit down there. Or maybe not. If it hits it and you can't get around it, then it's going to be fucking purling and bullshit. But I don't know. I got enough built up in that, 2 feet of soil that it's awesome. You put anything out there, it just goes, man.
So yeah, Skunk Ape mentioned there that he tried the Hunza Valley from Skunk VA. I actually didn't even realize Skunk VA had anything with the Hunza in it, but that is cool as hell because I'm a huge Skunk VA fan. Like that Catahoula cut of his that I got is I've had that for fucking over a year now, getting on a year and a half. Maybe not quite that long. And I absolutely love it. And it's like my buddy there that I was talking about earlier that wanted to get more chem dogs. I was like, dude, I got the Catahoula from Skunk VA. Like, I'll try those and sent him some pictures. You can try those, and sent him pictures, and he's gonna give those a go. And it's like, and if you like that, I've got some of his Twin Peaks and some of his Western Star, thanks to Hooley. If you can give those a go if you're really interested.
I'm gonna try. What is it? The north of Toronto shop north of Toronto. Anyone in my area in Ontario, go there, check it out. He's an online smoke shop, bongs and dabberies and all that jazz, fun stuff. He has a setup at the 400 flea market too. But anyways, I was down there and I seen him, and I ended up having some seeds in my pocket. So when we got to chat, and I was like, hey, talked to him about the show and this and that. I was just like, slid him some seeds, and just funny because he's like, hold on one second. He runs away, comes back with a fucking freezer bag with a bunch of little seed packs and shit. I'm like, yes, ran into another fucking weed nerd. It's like, dude, these are some Afghans me and my buddy's been working on for a few years. He's like, try to find a pheno in there because like I think we narrowed it. Like it's pretty well locked in. I'm like, cool, awesome. And then I did pop one a little while ago, but it was male. I didn't end up using it on anything. I kept it around for a bit. Nothing came up that I wanted to use it for. So, but yeah, I still got tons of those seeds too. So, can I verify any of that? No, but it seems like a legit dude.
Actually, I've heard that about the Twin Peaks too, Skunk Ape. That is fire. Gbay's actually got some of that too.
What's that?
Pretty sure the Twin Peaks. Pretty sure I sent you a pack of that a while back. Well,
yeah.
Fairly recent, actually. Like whenever the last package I sent you was.
What is the cross?
Chem Sys to Chem 91 BX 2 or 3.
That's from Miss Gbay and her liking of the heavies.
Yeah. Cheers, Galaxy. Great to see you. Yeah, I think when I do the Hunza project, I might throw one of that Catahoula cut in there. I think I have an extra in there. It'll be some fun. Some good stuff. Oh shit! Look at that. We're getting into OT. Well, fuckers probably do another rip and then think about friggin' calling her.
Signing off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Having fun hanging out with my brothers and sisters. Cheers, everyone. Before I get into doing this last dab or forget again, I do want to shout out all our Patreon supporters. I want to start with the newest, Jay Patrick. Thanks, brothers. Cheers, man. I appreciate we appreciate that. Couch Flyer, cheers. Delman, cheers. Blue Kiss, we love you. Cheers. 2 cents. We tolerate you because you're a good dude. Cheers, my man. Kingfisher, we love you, man. Hooley, cheers, brother. Love you as well. High and tight. Great to see you. It's recently kicking around again. It's been a minute since we'd seen you around, but we're seeing you more. That's awesome. Thunder Dan, we love you. Day Neutral Preserves, we love you. 311 mixed up. We saw you earlier tonight. Cheers. Noob Bros, we see you all the time. Cheers, brother. You're a lot of fun. We always have you around. Ziggy's Garden. Cheers, my man. South Nelson Farms. Forget, I was like, I'm reading that out and I'm like, it's so long. And I'm like, that's Sniff. Why don't I just say Sniff? Because we love you too, brother. Gbay. Aw. That's for you. Chef Paula, it's been a while since we've seen you around. And I miss you. I miss Chef Paula. I truly do. And Crazy Pop Mom, you're the most senior one that we have on here now. And, cheers. I hope you're doing well. We'll probably see you tomorrow night because I
have a secret spot where I know where Paula hangs out. I'm not telling none of you fuckers, but I get to see her once in a while. So I'll tell her that you miss her, Caribou. I will send along my love. Your story.
Well, I actually know the secret spot that you're speaking of. I'm pretty sure, and I could make more time to go over there myself, but I'm a loser and I don't. So, yeah.
Well, we'll make a date. How about that? We'll try to make a date.
That should be good. Cheers, Supreme Grape. I don't think I've said hi to you yet. I think I gotten everyone. I hope I've gotten everyone.
Yeah, it was a good show. Thanks everyone for showing up. We had 47 at one point. That's good for just our quick little Thursday rants. That's cool. Yeah, I love the community, man. This community is just so fucking. It gets better, man, all the time.
Yeah, a lot of really good people hanging out.
Yeah. New names in chat, Love it, guys.
So, you know how we do it around here. We're going to bless your souls with a bit of rock and roll, and then we're going to get the F out. Hope y'all have a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night for a shit show.
hole. The pain I had buried me. The youth that want me turned me cold. I need asylum in prison. Forgotten and buried. Forgotten and buried. Well, I guess I'll never think about the future. 'Cause I've been wrong before. Well, I guess I'll never think about the future. 'Cause I've been wrong before. Well, I guess I'll never think about the future. I've been wrong before. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been so wrong. I've been so wrong. I've been so wrong. I've been so wrong. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pinkies up, biatches. Have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Dabba 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 dabba.